Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, and I got another recap for you guys. Ready to Love Season 5, Episode 6, Second Shot at Love recap. And I think they sent the wrong person home. But we're going to talk about this and unpack this. But before we do, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. If you like this video, smash that like button and feel free to drop a comment down in the comment section below. Also, feel free to share it too. I'm cool with that as well. Okay, so Tommy sat down with the guys this week to challenge them to get to know a woman that isn't on their top. And for many, it leads to a whole new appreciation for the ladies. So we have Walter and Zadia, who has a little spa date where they kind of joke and talk about their upbringing. Also, Walter goes into losing his wife, reverting him back to his 19-year-old self, which we won't say kind of dissipates Zadia seeing Walter as this smooth talker, but who doesn't like to be charmed and seduced? And then as for some of the others, Sean might be the first to make a notable connection with Tizia, who he says has a Jill Scott type of appeal. And then following those two, you got Aisha and Phil, who kind of, you want to see Aisha at least end up with somebody at the end of this. Now, I don't know who she might end up with, but since it seems that most of the men wouldn't mind or want a child, but the more she opens up and become more vulnerable, the more you kind of root for her happiness. And then the same thing goes for Miss Sabrina. Since she is so bubbly, she lights up a room. And, it makes her not wanting an additional child increasingly be an issue for some of these guys. Man, it's saddening. But at the very least, she definitely does seem to be having some fun. And Dante might be the first one who didn't make it an issue. Now, Mumin wanting celibacy before marriage kind of create a potential issue for Frank, who says he is very, very sexual. But it seems that there's something about Mumin either worth waiting for, or maybe he thinks she may make an exception for him. Yeah, don't bet on it. Unfortunately, as I just said before, Sabrina not wanting more kids make the good things she could have with Sean a bit awkward, but their awkwardness was no match for this one. And that is that girl Camille, and you know her. She isn't for everyone, nor wants just anyone approaching her either. So this whole date with Naeem, between talking about money and her personality, he is completely turned off. And I don't blame him. And then as for Courtney and Cornelius, honestly, her feeling on his leg and being a lot more sensual than he wants to be with a woman right now he isn't married to, leads him feeling a little bit uncomfortable, to say the least. And for that reason, she was out. Courtney got eliminated, and the full story behind it is most of the guys feel like Courtney is the homie. And with Walter, he felt like Courtney didn't pay him no mind during the double date that he, Camille, and Cornelius had. So he seemingly felt some kind of way about that. So she was done. Now, there was somebody else on that same chopping block, and that was Camille. But as for now, she survived the elimination. You would have thought it would have been a double elimination. And can we blame Cornelius for this one, for not talking to anybody else? Like Mumin, who seems definitely right up his alley. Though considering Mumin has seen how Camille is, I doubt she don't want any of that smoke. So she gets to stick around for another week. And she was definitely happy about it on social media, because a lot of folks thought she was gone. And she clapped back at those folks that she thought she should have been out of here. So my question is, does Cornelius not connect with any of the other women? Because Camille has shown size to herself that would be considered as a red flag for most men. And, it seemed that he saw it yet she still remains and he's still interested. I don't get that. It's something, maybe he's attracted to that personality type, I guess. And especially after she talked to him the way that she did in a previous episode, even though she came back and apologized. But I don't know. We got to see what happened with those two, especially with Courtney gone. And, I'm hoping at least Frank and Courtney got together after the show or once they were gone, since they kind of had a vibe that seemed to match. Now, I can see the women maybe next week eliminating Sean. I mean, because he striked out with Aisha. He's iffy with Sabrina. And while he got into a good place with Tizia, I don't know if she has maybe what it's necessary to save him. I don't know. But as for the others, who could go? I mean, I think Aisha maybe will bat for Phil. And since Mumin doesn't have a notable connection outside of Frank, she might protect him. Now, Cornelius, though, I think he may end up in the bottom two, depending on his next moves. Mainly since Tizia and Camille doesn't seem to have a notable kind of clout amongst the ladies. So whether she can protect her man is going to be hard to say. I mean, the way that they're handling these eliminations, okay, you might have a little appreciation for it. You think and then the person you couldn't imagine being kicked off ends up gone. But lest we say, the show has not been great for women who take the initiative in dating, at least in the way that makes the men feel like they aren't playing the role men are expected to. And I guess my other question is, does Cornelius actually think he doesn't have another or better match? I mean, he recognizes that Camille is possessive and is not going to let him go through the process. I mean, we can submit that there would be problems if he tried to see another woman besides Camille and because of Camille. So my question is, at the end of this, why did he keep her on? I mean, it's beyond understanding. I mean, her understanding of his faith doesn't balance out the way she appears, and especially with however they're editing her. So I don't know. I was thinking that she was going to go home today, especially after that date she had. And I mean, she's being unapologetically herself, but, to most of the guys, it's unattractive except to Cornelius. So we'll have to see. The women have the power next week. And, I honestly think maybe the show or production wanted to keep Camille because they, you know how these shows are. They like to have somebody that's going to create folks talking, because everybody's talking about Camille. And Camille off the show know they talking about Camille, which is why she posted that video to stick it to the fans. So we'll see what happened, and I hope Cornelius is ready to sign up for this at the end of the day. So I hope you enjoyed this quick recap video of Ready to Love Season 5, Episode 6. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon.